Hello, welcome to Data Talks with Lauren, where we talk about emerging trends in the data world, and we also highlight some of the importance and benefits of having data in our day-to-day activities. In today's topic, we are talking about partnerships for sustainable development data, and my guest today will share his experience in that. He will share the role of partnerships when it comes to sustainable data, and we'll also have a look at why there's so much interest in the data world.
Hello everybody, my name is Davis Adieno. I'm the Vare, and I'm the brother to Lauren. It's my absolute pleasure to be on Data Talks today, talking about the interest in data, data partnerships, and what they mean, and why they're so important in today's world in promoting sustainable development. Karibuni sana.
Davis, you've had so many interactions with people and companies out there. There's so much interest when it comes to data. Why is this the case?
Thank you so much, Lauren, for having me. This is a very interesting subject.
Yeah.
And I look across the world. Just a few years ago, there wasn't so much buzz and interest around data,
yes,
like we are seeing right now. I think two things are informing that. Number one is the global movement towards understanding why data is so important. We've seen the emergence of big tech companies,
yeah,
social media companies. We've seen governments actually using data, both for good and the bad. And so increasingly citizens are realizing that there's a lot of power in data.
right.
It is a means to an end. Data can inform decisions. Data can inform how resources are being allocated. Data helps us to mitigate disasters.
Right.
Data also helps us to respond to disasters. Data helps us to make day-to-day decisions. If I'm moving from here,
Yeah.
To the central business district of Nairobi,
Yes.
I have two choices. I know the road from here to the central business district, but there are also options when it comes to roads.
Yes.
And so the first thing I would like to do is to understand the road that I know, is apparently the closest.
Yes.
Should I use that? Is there an alternative route that will get me there faster? Could there be traffic somewhere else? All those are considerations in our day-to-day lives. All that is powered by data. So I go to my gadget, click on Google Maps, and,
Yes.
punch in my destination.
Yes.
And Google Maps instantly gives me options. It tells me it will take you 30 minutes from here if you use this route. This route is 15 minutes,
Yes.
More. If you take this other route, there's a lot of traffic. It will take you 1 hour. And so all those considerations, the data is actually enabling
Yeah.
in day-to-day people's lives.
So Davis, what is the role of data partnerships in supporting development?
Thanks, Lauren. And as we were talking about the increased interest in data, it's one thing to have increased interest,
Yes.
but it's a totally different ballgame to think about the application of data to draw meaningful insights
Yeah.
that then inform decisions.
Correct.
Because data in itself
Yes.
is good,
Yeah.
but unless it's actually used,
Yeah.
and unless it's harnessed,
Yeah.
and unless people are making informed decisions based on evidence,
Yes.
and evidence is drawn from insights gotten from data, then it's meaningless.
Yeah.
So we have to think about the transition from data itself as a raw material into insights
Yes.
that data is actually giving us,
Yeah.
and then move from the insights
Yeah.
into the decisions that we are making,
Yes.
and beyond the decisions, act. Without the action, then we remain in a world where there is so much data, but it's not being used to impact people's lives. And this is where the role of partnerships comes in. We have so many different types of data sets across the world. We have mobile data, for example, that you can get from call detail records or CDRs. We have citizen-generated data, which organizations such as civil society and others are generating on a day-to-day basis to inform their own action with communities. You have official statistics, which is basically, you know, population,
yes.
you know, census, yes. Survey data, demographic health, you know, elections data, you know, that's official data,
yes.
you know. You have foundational sources of data, administrative data sources, which come from day-to-day regular services. For example, public health. When you go to a hospital and give your name, your age, you know, location and everything else, all that is being harnessed, it's being collected. When students go to school, you know, teachers want to understand who came in today, yes. which teacher is absent. All that is data that's being routinely collected by government. So that falls within the realm of official data. Now, every 15 minutes, 16 minutes, we have satellites orbiting the Earth. So, you know, we have satellite data, which is also playing an important role in providing more timely insights. And so, data partnerships is basically thinking about how all these multiple sources of data and different partners, those who are collecting, those who are, you know, processing the data, those who are managing, those who are storing the data, you know, and thinking about that entire value chain and the partnerships that are needed at each stage to make sure that that data is moving from one stage to another and then is actually informing decisions at the end of the day. And so where I work, which is the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development Data, we pretty much focus on harnessing this global movement and transforming it into national level, regional level actions by bringing different stakeholders together to think about how they can support at each stage of the data value chain in moving the data to the final destination, which is the impact that we want to see in communities across the world, across the region, and of course at different levels at the country level.
What were some of your experiences working with different stakeholders on data?
There are many stakeholders involved when it comes to data, and we are seeing private sector companies, we are seeing government, like the same way I was describing, you know, different sources of data. All those are different data communities. And our experience has been, you know, each of these partners produces data for a particular purpose. And they want to use it in very specific ways. So for private sector, the incentive is to understand whether they're moving their products, whether they're making profits or not, you know, which products are moving, which ones are not. For governments, it's basically to run the operations of government, you know, to understand as they, you know, deploy public resources and taxes, where are they going, you know, are roads being constructed, are people getting medicines, are school, you know, schools open, are they operational, you know, all that. In agriculture, is fertilizer getting to the farmers? Are they planting? What are they planting? What are we harvesting? Do we have a shortfall? You know, and in the news you'll hear government talking about we have this shortfall of so many million bags of maize. All that is data. And so, you know, like I was saying, each of these stakeholders is producing data to draw insights and to understand the very specific domain. So what we try to do, in my experience, is to try and bridge the gap between all these different stakeholders. By number one, convening and bringing them to the table to have conversations around how they can work better together. So the ones who are producing in agriculture and the ones who are storing and the ones who are moving, you know, the product from one place to another, you know, all that can be really informed by data, and you can enhance efficiency. You can improve the crop yield just based on data. You know, and those are the decisions that we see different partners making. And for me, you know, it's sort of personal because I've seen the power of data in transforming lives. And so that personal experience is pretty much what drives me, you know, and makes me very passionate about data. And you know, as a data champion, my role is to basically think about how we can infuse innovation, how we can introduce new methodologies. Now we're talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning. How can those as tools, you know, be deployed on data to improve how we produce the data, but more importantly, how we present it to all these different stakeholders in a way that's actually meaningful, and they actually understand it, and they see, you know, when it comes to the time series, so many years back, today, and looking into the future, what types of insights can they draw out of that, in a way that then collectively ensures that we are working together for sustainable development. Despite the increased interest in data, we're also seeing different trends when it comes to issues around privacy. You know, citizens are increasingly concerned about how their data is actually being used by private sector companies, by governments, you know, by non-state actors, and everybody else. And so, with increased interest in data, there has to be, you know, an investment in ensuring that there is an enabling environment for that data to be used well, because data can also be misused to the detriment of citizens. And so when it comes to data governance mechanisms, you know, safeguarding privacy on people's data, and the social good dimensions of how data can be applied is an important, very important subject. And to do this, we have to raise awareness. We have to advocate and promote, you know, the value of data. And at my organization, we do this through what we call the Data Values Project. We have programs on inclusive data, which are basically looking at how marginalized communities, for example, can be brought more into the data to understand where they are, what are their challenges, and how can resources be allocated to solve those challenges. We have a program on data for now, which is basically an understanding that surveys, censuses, administrative data sources are important, but we need more timely insights. So if it rains today and it floods across the country, a survey will not help you. You know, what you need is actually, you know, satellite imagery, because that then helps you to almost immediately see where the flooding is, the water levels, where the populations and everything like that. Mobile data is near real time, you know, and that will tell you where people are moving to, you know, and you know, and that's anonymized, you know, and pseudonymized in a way that doesn't identify individuals, but it can give you patterns of where people are moving. So when there's a disaster, you actually need satellite data, you need mobile data more than surveys, because those don't apply. And so, you know, we try as much, you know, to raise the profile and the importance of why this actually matters. And I think, you know, Data Talks, your show, you know, is an amazing platform because it's raising awareness amongst audiences that wouldn't be interested in data. It's actually informing, you know, these audiences on why it actually matters on different aspects, and is actually promoting, you know, why data is important to all of us, and it should matter to all of us now and in the future.
Davis, I'm so glad we had this conversation. I know it's been a long time coming. It was actually supposed to be the very first show, but I'm glad we've done it. Thank you so much for coming to the show, and I enjoyed the talk. And I personally learned quite a bit more about partnerships. I didn't know so much information about that, but this has been useful. So thank you everyone for watching, and please stay tuned for the next episodes.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, my younger sister, Lorraine. This is so exciting and amazing. Everybody, Data Talks is on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Is on YouTube. Is on Telegram or
no,
Instagram. No Telegram. So please subscribe and enjoy other episodes. Thank you.
It's a wrap.